So, ladies and gentlemen, to my surprise, the Grammys are still a thing. So it's still happening. And I found this out because, as always, it was announced that the Grammys not only was happening, but also it was announced who was nominated for the awards, all the different awards that are out there. As you would expect, this legacy artists as well as new artists, legacy artists such as Beyonce and Taylor Swift, but then newer artists like Shabuzi, Doechii, Sabrina Carpenter, Chaperone, etc. And like any time an award show is announced, the number one topic of conversation is who was snubbed. So apparently what's really bothering people right now, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are bothered right now, is because Nicki Minaj and I believe Megan Thee Stallion as well, they were snubbed from any awards. And anytime this discussion about who was snubbed comes up, whether it's snubbed from nominations or snubbed from actually winning, it always shocks me that this is still a conversation, just because I always ask people. Well, I don't ask people anymore because I just gave up asking people, but I would always ask myself, why do people still value award shows? Why do people still care? Now, some of you may be saying, hey, you're just like a art purist, or you care too much about the art, or whatever the case may be. I'm cool with that. I would rather value the art over the algorithm, or the arts over the award shows, or the arts over the marketing dollars. I don't think this should matter to anybody. Like, I know a lot of people, especially like Nicki Minaj fans, are very frustrated. And I simply don't think it matters. At the end of the day, these award shows only have perceived value because the artist as well as fans place too much value into these flimsy trophies that don't actually mean anything in the grand scheme of things. So I did a video a few days ago talking about 50 Cent, and in the video I was talking about how I disagreed with 50 Cent's stance on how he approaches making music, because in that video he was talking to Ebro, and he said that his advice to artists would be, hey, if you're making a song and it's not a hit, just keep that song to yourself. And I was making the point that I disagree with that mindset, because at the end of the day, you should just focus on making the best music you possibly can and try to prioritize just high quality music and make it something that can actually connect with people and move people. And ironically enough, sometimes those songs that aren't conventional hits will be the songs that end up resonating with people the most and standing the test of time and maybe even becoming a hit itself. And the reason I was making that point is because sometimes we get too caught up in valuing things that don't actually matter in the grand scheme of things. See, these award shows, I don't care what nobody says, these award shows don't actually matter. They simply don't. It's just a flimsy trophy that does not mean anything. It simply doesn't. There's a lot of artists right now who some of y'all may not even like, who have won countless awards. And then there's some artists that y'all may love who have never won any. It does not matter at the end of the day. The only thing that's gonna matter, just like what I was saying in my 50 Cent video when I was saying why I disagree with his stance on making hits over anything, is at the end of the day, the only thing that's gonna matter in the grand scheme of things is, did you make something that resonated with people? Did you make art that actually moved people emotionally? Like, did you make something that actually, got people through a hard time, that motivated people, that made people feel something, whether it's happy or sad or both or excited, whatever the case may be? Did you actually make something meaningful that people cared about? That's the only thing that matters. Awards aren't gonna matter. If you're a Nicki Minaj fan and you're mad that she got snubbed, I don't know why you would be mad that she got snubbed. At the end of the day, when you look back on her career, or any artist's career for that matter, when you look back on their career years from now, when they're all washed up, and years from now when we are all washed up, the only thing that's gonna matter is what music meant something to you, to the point where it still holds a strong place in your spirit years later. Do you actually care about it? Do you actually have fond memories attached to it? That's the only thing that's gonna matter. It's not gonna matter who won this award or that award or how many awards. Like, that's not gonna matter. Quincy Jones just passed away a few days ago. How many awards has Quincy Jones won? I don't know. Who cares? That's not really what matters. What matters is Quincy Jones was the producer behind Michael Jackson's album Thriller. That's what matters more than any amount of awards. Some of my favorite artists, I have no idea if they won any awards. Some of my favorite artists, I know they haven't won any awards. It really does not matter. Ask yourself this: whoever is your favorite artist, I'm not sure how old the people listening to this are, but let's say you're old enough to where maybe you're a few years removed past high school or whatever, right? Go back to what you were listening to, the music you were listening to and had fond memories of when you were in high school. Do you know off the top of your head how many awards that artist or that particular album won? You probably don't. The only thing you really remember is how it made you feel, where you were at in life when you were listening to that song. Did you relate to the song? Things of that nature. You're not really off the top of your head gonna remember if it won this award or that award. Like, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Now, maybe that's me being too much of like an art purist, but that's just where I stand with it. I just think it's a bit cringy sometimes when you see artists and fans, but definitely artists, they put so much value on these awards for no reason. So much so that even when they lose the awards, they'll still put in their bio, hey, 3-time Grammy nominated. Like, are you bragging about losing? Like, why? Like, who? Like, what? I just don't understand. At the end of the day, like I said before, whoever is your favorite artist, the only thing that should matter is, did you like the song? Does the song and does the album, does the discography, does it mean something to you? The amount of awards or certifications that it got, platinum, gold, VMA, Grammys, all of these things simply don't matter in the grand scheme of things. But that's just where I stand. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you think these awards matter? And is there an artist that you feel got snubbed? Or, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below.
Money can muddy up conversation with folks. Forced smiles and silence are replacing the jokes. I feel attacked when I'm on the receiving end of deceiving friends and snakes trying to weasel in. Maybe I'm lucky to be alone. I had time to decipher what I see within. I'm learning patience since the word's patience is needle thin. The world's rigged, but I bring it to a bended knee. I gingerly break down every insecurity. Going numbless things offend me. Tunnel vision, I only tend to beast. My mark on the craft will leave it dim with ease. People think I'm an absurd misfit. They observe the gifted and it only gets a blurb mention. Absurd, then they curve attention aiming at those you don't understand. Perceptions being reversed while they twirl and spin and get my words twisted. My words inching close to the truth. Aloof cause they're buying propaganda while trying to mind your business. I was called a weak turd, strength in numbers. I have an army of pen and rhyming words. Not a shock to see how much this nerd's benching.